Good evening, YouTube model railroader fans. Something new. Actually trying something a little bit different since I was having issues with, actually, let me back up a second. This is vlog 33. It's November the 28th, 2015, and happy belated Thanksgiving. That was 2 days ago. Sorry. I was actually hoping to try this on Wednesday, but I didn't get a chance to, and in actuality, I did try it, and I thought that I had made the video private, and I didn't, and I know a couple people actually went ahead and left comments on what looked like it was going to be the beginnings of Vlog 33, which it was not. That was only a test. I'm now working off of an old notebook with a webcam, so we're going to see how this works, and I'm using Windows Movie Maker for Windows 8.1. So we're going to see how this plays out, see if this works a little bit better than the issues that I was having with the old iPad. A couple things that I want to kind of touch on. I finally cleaned off my workbench. I got the Goodyear blimp back together. Unfortunately, I blew up a couple of the light bulbs that are inside of it, so I've got a replacement. Excuse me, I've got a replacement set of light bulbs for that, and I'll pull that over here to the bench at some point, and we'll look at that. I haven't been able to pick up an SW7 yet for that Canton Railroad locomotive that I've got. Still looking. I've had a couple of shots at them. Lost. Evil Bay. You gotta love it. But I did actually pick up an F7, and so that's going to go underneath of one of the shells that I've got sitting over here to my left. But we'll get to that once I'm able to get that thing on board here, and we'll take a look at that one night. Speaking of which, it's November. Actually, it's almost December, and we're getting pretty close to my 1 year mark, and I've got some ideas as some things I want to go ahead and try and do, and so on and so forth. So here again, stay tuned. We'll see where that leads. Not much else going on here. You know, just messing around with this new rig that I've got and seeing if it's going to actually function the way I want it to. Unfortunately, I haven't found any way of downloading music clips to this thing yet. I've only had the computer maybe a week, and I literally just loaded Windows Movie Maker on it earlier this week. So, and I haven't really had a chance to mess with it that much yet. So, it's going to be a learning curve, you know, but we'll get there. Hold on a second. Been a long day. I've spent the day working on, well, trying to get my boat winterized, but that's another story for another time. That didn't go the way it was supposed to. But I know I had brought up a while back that, you know, my dad had an American Flyer set. We've already seen the cars. They're still sitting up over here someplace, I think. They're over here someplace. And I mentioned that I had the track. Well, lo and behold, the other week, I was actually going through underneath the railroad down here, and I found the track. Now, it's only curved sections, and there's, I think, 12 pieces to this. And as you can see, there's these neat spiky things on here. Now, mind you, this is from the 1950s. This is for the track. This is actually for the roadbed. So this here kind of acts like our present day Kato, Atlas, Bachmann, whatever you want to call it. So you've got the rails and the roadbed all molded together. And the only thing of it is this only makes a circle. The tracks that are in here only make a circle. It's only 12 pieces, and I'm not even sure what the radius is on this. It's probably 18, but I'm not 100% certain. So, but it looks like it takes 3 pieces to make a corner here. Let's make a corner, or part of a corner. Hey, there we go. As my computer starts to freeze. Gotta love it. I'm hoping this turns out alright, folks. If not, then I don't know what I'm going to do. Anyway, so there's three pieces, and it basically makes a quarter turn. So, and like I said, that's all that's in here. It's corners. There's no straights, which is kind of, I guess it was designed to go around the Christmas tree. Imagine that. Imagine that. So let me put this away before somebody gets hurt with it, namely me. Because those pointy ends are sharp. Hey, this will be great for the kids. Get that off the bench. Oh, as this thing is all sorts of freezing and chopping and everything else, and I'm 6 minutes in. Yay. Oh, nothing has to be easy for me. Everything has to be hard. What else have I got? Well, I've actually been in touch with Mr. Prescott. Going to have him him and I are going to kind of brainstorm a little bit on a couple of the track plans I think that I've got, and I'm going to send him an email after I'm done with the vlog here, and see if we can't work up something and see what happens to that. Here again, I'm in no real rush because I'm not in the position to do anything yet. But again, I just want ideas. That's really what I'm looking for, is ideas. So I can kind of sit there and go, well, yeah, that's cool, but not quite. Oh, yeah, that's neat, but not quite. And that's kind of where we're at now. The last iteration, track plan, vlog, track plan number 13C, as it was. It was cool. It was sort of what I wanted. It was only a 3-track main, well, a 2-track main with an industrial line. Still had the ability to run 3 trains continuously, which is what I'm looking for. I want that like I said, and I've mentioned it before, I've had this thing for ages and ages and ages, and at one point, actually, literally almost every point, except for the very early one in the 1975-76 time frame, we could come down, flip a switch, we could let 4 trains run, plus the trolley track. So you always had something running. And then you could also stop and do the switching and moving things around and everything else. And then, of course, we built the yard, and then the switching really came into play. And then, of course, I put the roundhouse in and then the industrial siding before I ended up with the monster that's over here now. But, I've always liked the fact of just being able to come down, flip a switch, watch trains go around. It's just me. That's what I like. And I also want, and I've realized as I've gotten older and so on and so forth, that's cool, but I also want to do operation. I like to go ahead and move a car from point A to point B to point C to point D, whatever it takes. So in trying to bring those two facets together, I've mentioned it before. I know it's tough. It's not going to be easy. I've had some different ideas. The whole thing with the rotating swing bridge was one of them. That was plan number 11 or 12. Those types of things. Really cool, neat idea. Just wasn't there for the operation. That was great. That was great for watching trains run. But as far as operation, bringing something onto the bridge and then having to raise it up to the upper level to have it come back out on the line was just, it wasn't, no, that's not going to work. I'm actually sitting here the other day when I was sitting there going over the measurements so I could send them over to John. I think it's his first name. Well, Mr. Prescott. And I'm sitting there thinking, man, why not just go ahead and cut a hole or whatever into where the sump pump is and just have that hidden, just have it going through the sump pump area. Well, that would give me an extra 2 feet, true. But if I have to replace the sump pump for any reason, what kind of damage am I going to do to the layout? Then of course there was the other thing. Hey man, we could go around no, you can't go around the walls down here. There's no way to go around the walls down here. Not easily anyways, because you got doors across to one side, then you got the furnace and the hot water heater, or the water heater sitting on the other side of where I'm sitting now. And yeah, that's great. There's room, but there's not enough room in there to do anything. And you can't walk in there and you can't function in that closet. Let's put it that way. There ain't enough room to function in that closet. So, it is what it is. I'm still playing around with it, still trying to think up stuff, and I'll get there eventually. But, heck, at this point, I'm almost half tempted to go back to the old L-shaped thing and go, there it is. That's not going to happen. But, I'm trying to get the staging yet. That's the biggest thing. Yeah, I can go ahead and get 4 trains running. No problem. I can take this thing running inside out, and I've got 4 trains running all the time. How do you fit in the staging yards? That's become the other problem. How do you fit the staging yards in? I actually had a thought the other day of stacking the 2 staging yards. Something that, I forgot what the track planner, Bill, put in the EMAG for November of, having the loop staging yard. Oh, man, of course. Problem is the fact that with the way my layout's set up, if they came into the yard or into that loop, when they go back out, they're going right back out the same. They're not going out the same way they came in. And not only that, but you'd have to have them, the 2 of them right there. So, it's like I can't, you can't do this. you can't snake it at all. There isn't enough room to do that. Okay, well then go ahead and put the staging yards underneath the main part of the layout. Another great idea. You can't get to it. There's not enough room that you can't get to it. So, but enough of my rambling. Like I said, I'm going to get with Mr. Prescott here in a little bit, and I'm going to shoot him an email, and hopefully, through cooler heads, I guess, we'll figure something out. I'm playing around with that little DDT again. I think I mentioned it before. I was messing around with this, and for whatever reason, the couplers are really tight, and I don't know why. I've tried opening them up and everything else, but like I said, I'm going to get with Mr. Prescott later on and see what he comes up with, see what he has to say, and we'll go from there. And maybe he can shed some light on this room down here that I've missed, and we can come up with something that is A, what I want, which is the continuous run, with B, the point to point. So, or maybe it comes down to the fact that I have to get rid of something, which is not what I really want to do. I'd rather keep both if I can, but it may not be feasible. I don't know. So, 13 minutes, we're somewhere thereabouts. So, you all know the deal. Wait for the highball. Green tracks ahead. We'll catch you all later. Have a good one.